some ideas, some suggestion for playing the Allegro, the second movement of the second sonata in D minor by Benedetto Marcello. It's a famous sonata, slowly, but I think there is some problem in playing it. I think that one of the problems you have to recognize to understand what is important in this text, what is the structure, and what are agreements, abbellimenti, so that you can change, do, not do, but it's not so important. For example, I guess that the structure, that's the base of the first 8 bar, is the first note of each bar. And then this was really the fundament of this piece. We can find something more elaborated. Or at the last 4 bar. So if you remember this, you will understand that each 2 bar, what happened in the second part of the second bar is not important at all. Okay? So the A, 4th note of the piece, and the D, second note of the 4th bar, and the C, second note of the 6th bar, are not important, are something that's just arrived to completely, to just a way for ending something, but not important. Did you hear? T-do. Okay. And then, 3rd bar is written. But those are all agreement. It could be different. Or it's not important, of course. It's interesting for us which agreements has written Marcello, but we have to know that there is something put upon the music, but it's not so important. This agreement could be in the 1st bar. It's not so different. So when you play, you have also your interpretation, your performance. You need to know this structure, or if you don't remember this structure, you will put too many importance of things that are not importance at all, and you forgive to make the real importance and parts that's very, very start, very the base. And then, look at this. Marcello wrote, but it could be also there was a lot of possibility. But these are agreements. So you have to play this with the correct intention. You can do it, not to do it, make something different, but they are agreement. I will play it very well with exaggerating the interpretation just for being clear. Okay, we try to make long just a note of 2 bar, just one note of 2 bar. If I play without a note, this way of playing without finger, it's can be very useful for you. Note that normally the first note of the 3rd bar had to be short, but it's a question of style, of elegance of style. We will not do a short note followed by 2 16ths. It's bad for stylistic reason. So this note, if it was just octave, okay, and then the first note of each bar, it's a little more important for the other note. We go straight away. This is very interesting. What is the base of this part? This is the base. It is written with more note. And with agreement. So, all is important, but not the pa-pa-pa. Pam pam pa, pam pam pa, pam pam pa. It's strange because this is difficult for us, and so we have to study these parts. Especially, it's difficult when it's arrived with B, cheese, D, but we will see this after. But it's difficult, we will study this, but it is not important for the structure of the piece. Pam pam pa, pam pam pa, pam pam pa, pa. This pa, it's very light, it's very. And then, what is this? This is just a stair, a scala, but make it in a way that is used a lot of in Italian Baroque music. Instead, to make the repeat, make an anticipation of the notes that are right after. This is an idea that I would use for a lot of composer. Also in the other direction. And for be clear for people that will listen you have to exaggerate a little the legatura and the separation. So the first note arrives until the second, but the second doesn't arrive until the third. I will play slow. In this way is clear. And this bar that arrived after, there are a cadenza. With trill. Short. Or we can consider the A and the G, the A, an appoggiatura of. Or it's depends. Both possibilities are okay. And then what is this? A dialogue. Tiefer, higher, lower, higher, lower, like the same word. It can't continue. The composer decides where they have to stop it. An important thing, so a big mistake that makes some people, is not to do in the same way the same things. When in music you have exactly the same things, it's very important that you make exactly the same way. Of course you can make a grammar, you can make an echo, but normally people forgive to make in the same way, and the result is a big mistake, a great mistake. So, if we have decided and we have to make attention, because there is one side our intention and the other side what the finger will do. It could be that the finger don't move because there are different fingers, the first, the second, the third and the fourth finger. So it could be that our finger change something. It could be that we make or something similar. But this is a mistake. We have to arrive to do all this couple of notes exactly the same. We have to study, to hear what you are doing. A cadenza. I think that the first note has a point, La has in the bar before. Okay, what happened now? We have an F and we have a fis. This changement is the most modern, the most crazy thing that a composer could do, because in a music of the 18th century, or you have F or you have fis, but not both. And this, an F became a fis, and this is a great idea. I think that you have to make something that people will understand this. I prefer not to cut, but to make like legato. Not glissando, because it's too modern, but the idea I like glissando. Okay. the structure is not so evident like in the beginning, but we have to sure the last part, the first part of each bar is more important than the second part. Did you hear? This is the same cadenza that we had before. And this. And then something that repeat what we have did with fis. This is the repetition of. And now. And so, because of is a repetition, we have to do in the same way. So, for the listener, will be clear that it's exactly the same. And now, our dialogue, lower, higher, but with different notes. Okay? Attention on the finger. I play slowly. Okay. And then something that like the beginning. Pam, pam, pa. This is exactly the beginning. And this. And then, do you remember? And here. We have to do the same couple of bars in the same way. It's not obligatory to make this. You can also have I prefer, but you can do. Important that what you do, you have done in the first two bars, you have to repeat in the second two bar and the third two bar. And what happened in the last line? But Marcello doesn't write this, but wrote, right? This is a great surprise. It's unusual. It's a totally new idea. Pa, pa, pa has to be. I make pa, pa, po. Like a theater, if you close suddenly the light, or something became red, the right LED, or I don't know. It is a great changement. A surprise. And then until here. The piece could finish with this D. But he makes something that is in Italian is coda. I don't know the English name, tile probably. Something that arrives after the end. Also, this is a great surprise. A jump of sixth. Tori. Unusual in music. Difficult to be sing. Tori. In this period, the sixth minor was allowed, not the sixth major. This is a sixth minor. The hand has not a lot to do with strange things like a cadenza, a bit chromatic, a bit some note, but it's very, not chromatic, but very in D minor with this interval B and cheese. Okay, that's what I have to tell you. To hear and to understand the structure, the important things first. Don't to play in the same way agreement and important notes. And then when you have something that it's a repeat, you have to repeat in exactly in the same way. Tiru, 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 other. Titu, titu, other. Titu, titu, titu. You can do circa what you want, but when you have a decision, you decide an interpretation, you have to follow it and to be very, very clear when something has been repeated. Okay, bye-bye.